GM, welcome to Ryot, who's here for our next episode of Mind Folks, the Goodwood Show. Thank you very much for coming in. How are you?
Thank you for having me. It's a dull, Sunday. It's nothing super exciting going on, but it seems like in the market, penguins are, doing like a lot of different things. It's confusing, but yeah, I'm good. How about you guys?
Yeah, good. Well, we're joined by Bad Religion, of course, stalwart member
Hello.
of the
Yeah,
Mind Folk
good.
community. How are you?
Good, thank you. Yeah, well, good. Yeah, doing
Excellent,
some putting some utility on this Sunday. Actually, a nice interview, so it's good.
Yeah, I think so.
That's
I
doing
think so.
something.
I've just realised I got my real name up. Oh well, never mind. Let's hope the employer doesn't see that. Never mind. All right. Ryot, let's get into you. Who are you? What's your involvement in the Solana ecosystem?
Right. So I joined the ecosystem around 3, 4 years ago with the project called Fidelion. The Fidelion was actually the newer version of that project. The prior version of that was like something called Cyberwave, which was also an NFT project, and then also the GameFi product. So basically, I've been here as a GameFi developer for 2, 3 years, and then we pivoted again to the DeFi world, and then now I'm building something called Xitadel, and then that one also have a utility connected with the Fidelion. So like the whole development is still going on with my community. But yeah, it's been chaotic years, but yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Well, let's take it back to Fidelion then. So what's Fidelion? This is an NFT project, I understand.
Yeah, it's an NFT project. It has like this GameFi game product involved with something called Blank Market, and that Blank Market is actually two. So like there was a Blank Market one before, but like the two version is like one. The first one was a little more gambly casino type of the thing with the random box opening type of the utility, but it had a token itself as well, and then this new one also involved with a one token and then it is like pretty much a Ponzi slash farming type of the product. Like where I made it very clear, it's like, guys, don't put your mortgage in there. Like it is like hell of inflation going on. What are you thinking? But like basically the idea is that in one game you have 12 different tokens, and then you use all of those ecosystem to make the one token out, which is like other tokens are SSPL, so like you can't really do anything with it. Like it doesn't really go out from our ecosystem, but we have our own DEX, our own AMM, bonding curve, everything. So like basically the goal is to maximize your profit with the all different type of the token farmings with your, like depends on what kind of NFT you hold. So, like your NFT has like a specialized sectors, and then if you are involved in this sector, you can build this, you can build that. It's a somewhat very interesting experiment where we are trying out how far the Solana, the SPL ecosystem can build for the gamings. It was fun. It was like we were at some point we were number one in Magic Eden, and then our price was like 25 SOL or something. So it was a fun time. Yeah, but
how does that look in practice there? I mean, it sounds like it's got a lot of economic mechanics attached to it, but it's a game, right? It's an NFT game. What am I seeing? How am I playing?
So it's a game, but it doesn't involve you actually playing game, because like I can talk about this like longer than this, but like our base idea is that base thought is that, look, there is no way that Web3 games can defeat the Web2 games like really fun wise. Like fun, it's a fun aspect of the gaming should be stay as a game, not farming. And then when the game starts to involve farming from the very beginning, that's a red signal in our opinion. Because like at the end of the day, people who actually enjoy games like GTA's or like a Fallout, like a lot of PlayStation good games, like they invest their times without expecting of the returns. and they actually wasting the time to enjoy their experiences. When the money start to get involved there, then they start to calculate. It's like, and then that calculation ruins the whole gaming experiences. So we gave up on that. So like now we're just facing on like, look, this is where you earn money, and then I hope you can get some excitement while you're earning it. So like the base thing is that you can build this, you can earn this cheaper value of token in the shorter amount of time you stake the NFTs in this side. But with that NFT, you can probably stake in this side as well. Depends on what kind of NFT you hold. But you can probably stake in that one, and then you can probably earn more expensive token, but in a longer time period. And then that price range actually changes, depends on the market, and also depends on our decision, because like we, as a government, we actually buy up those tokens for free for like very specific prices. So like now you have choices that you can either sell your tokens on the market, or you expect higher price of ours, like that we probably will buy up in a higher price. You can just guess it. Like it happens only once a week, yeah, or it's a little shorter. And then when we release the announcement, as in like automatic announcement, as like an algorithm goes on, it's like announcement. Look, this week you can sell these tokens up to this much with this price. Then it's like, dang it, I should have just sold it before. Or there is like some trading mechanisms and also psychological, competition between the players.
It's kind of like a betting against the house kind of system. Like your government is the house, let's say, and you announce that you're going to be buying this at this volume at this price, just out there. If you think beforehand that it's not going to be the price that you want, you quickly sell on the market before that announcement. But of course, you are, as I say, betting against the house.
Except the fact that we don't decide anything. It's like we are not the house. It's a decentralized program is the house. So we don't do anything. It's just like we can't really control it. It's just like automatic decision makings. I think the oracle depends on the deciding the price depends on the demand and supply of that prior week, and then just automatically shift it a little bit with a little bit of a randomic algorithms. I can't really remember correctly because like our dev made it and I just made a go sign. But it was very interesting mechanism because we don't do anything. It's just like we're just looking at the whole situation. When the bug happens, we just fix it.
And it's interesting.
And then also the one bad thing is like we're not also earning any money. It's like that was a little bit of a problem. We should have just made a very clear revenue model, but like we didn't. We were like, you know what? So one day the NFT will go up, and then we're gonna pile up the NFT, and then maybe we can sell it at some point. It's like no, it didn't. It didn't work in that way. But
it happened to more projects, right? As we can compare with. Even Axie Infinity, and then they have they have an expiring date, let's say. At some point, even with Stepan, the ones that we used to walk or run to earn, there's an expiring date, right? You cannot make that. You can call it Ponzi, but you cannot make the system work for so long unless it's very hard, right? You have to think of tokenomics, of add more tokens to give less value to the other tokens, but then it's very complex, right? We have the heist as well. That is it's a very famous game on Solana. So it's hard. I understand, right?
It's interesting that both. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, it's interesting that both of you have used the word Ponzi. I mean, to anybody outside of the crypto sphere that maybe has some knowledge of finance, Ponzi is like evil term. Yeah. So it's interesting that I mean, it's not just you guys that I've heard use it. It's almost in some respects a bit of a. It's a way of doing things, I suppose. At the end of the day, bringing money in so that you can pay out. I mean, it's the same way the pensions work at the end of the day, isn't it? But it's why is it that you use the word Ponzi to describe this system? What is it about it?
So we did a lot of research back in the days on trying to figure out what is the most sustainable way of building the game community, game utility and community. And then the thing that I just brought up like before about the when monetary involves, that psychologically ruins the gaming experiences, whatnot. That's all proven research from the papers and everything. So like the reason why we are using Ponzi is like we're not saying it's a Ponzi scheme. When you become a Ponzi scheme, that's a problem. Like you're trying to extract the money out from your precious investors and then customers. Our Ponzi is like it works until the people lose hope, right? It's like you buy it and then I have an expectation you're gonna buy more, and then you're gonna come in and people keep coming and putting the investment in the value. That's where everybody goes up together. But in terms of the game theory, one day somebody will say like, nah, I'm leaving. I'm okay with this amount of money. Then the Ponzi schemes start to collapse a little. Ponzi start to collapse a little bit. Like Ponzi itself is not bad. Like I think it kind of gives a motivation of the companies to bring more customers in the head, and then the value of something in your ecosystem gets bigger when the people comes more and they invest more. It's like that's a crypto. That's like meme coin is Ponzi. Like your token should be sold in the higher price than you bought. So like obviously everything.
It's speculation, right? We can call it speculation, right? We are now speculating on AI. That AI is going to be at this, I don't know, monster in 5 years. So people are buying graphic cards, whatever. We don't even know, right? If it's going to be like that. It's the same as games. And
we call our country's mortgage as a Ponzi. It's like
exactly.
Like Jesus, somebody gotta keep coming to make sure that my like 10 years, 20 years after my retirement, I need to get the money back. It's like, and then some countries, including Korea too, we're having a lot of trouble to keep that Ponzi active because the birth rate is so low. So like. The birth rate is joiners, like a real the newcomers, right?
Yeah.
And the number is going down. So like, who's gonna pay my money? Like after 10 years, 20 years, it's like I think so many part of the world is Ponzi, but like it's not that vivid. And in crypto, we made it so vivid. It's like everything is so clear that we need more people to come in. It's like, where's the retails? You're the retails. Yeah, so it's an interesting time. I think compared to like 2-3 years ago, I was like heavily convinced that it's like far more than Ponzi's, and it's a far more than just like like systemical like protocol that we built on the DeFi and then decentralization. We thought it was more than that, building more like IP, long lasting identity and everything. It might be true for some cases, but at the end of the day, the biggest value I was able to bring with my project was like the fun aspect from the Ponzi structure. So I have a zero problem calling it that way. But
fair play.
People know what they're doing, like especially our players. Like they know when they're jumping in. It's like, yeah, I know what you're doing. It's like, I just want to get my money before. Like I was like, good luck. I'm not the one who's getting money. It's like, good luck. It's like you're gonna be fine. It's like, yeah, but it's fun. I think that's the only good games that can survive longer time period in crypto. Ironically,
switching from more sort of fun to now very serious and mature and adult, you said that you're also developing Xitadel as well. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, that one is more exciting now. It's like I always thought building on unicorn and rainbow is fun. It's like the imagination that we believe the NFT can go $1 million. It's fun to imagine, but like it's so there's no fun. Like the fundamental issues are always there. It's like, how can your NFT can go $1 million when your protocol is not? Is it okay? Like
I don't know. Bad Religion, you with us?
Yeah, it's still here without video, right? So yeah. Anyways, like he like so like the yeah, there is no fundamental unfortunately if your protocol is not earning anything. So like I think that's the bottom line. And then always wanted to build something that is have a bigger impact to the whatever society that I'm involved. Like either Web3 or DeFi, TradFi, it doesn't matter. I want people to, we always wanted to build a product that when people look at it, it's like, oh, that's a serious, legitimate product that earns money. So that's how Citadel started, because the issue that we were trying to solve is something that we felt in the past years. Like when I told you that we were not earning any money, right? So like we have piled up amount of this token that we just named it as like an ecosystem for the marketing. But we at the end of the day, we don't really have anything to use it further. Like we used it for the partnership here and there, and like I gave you some tokens as a reward and prizes. But other than that, like we need a runway, but it's not like we will be able to sell them off in the market because like what is gonna come in. And then there was some random people comes in that say, like, look, we can do the OTC deal for you, and then give me 70% discount. So it's like, what? 70% from this price? Like, come on. It's like, and then that's what I believe that every product founders, serious product founders would face in the during the time of TGE to building. Because like a lot of OTC dealers will come to you and then say like ask for the huge discounts with $1 million price transactions, which makes sense. But in the meantime, the bigger problem is that normally what they do is they buy it and then they short your token to create a delta neutral position as an investor, which makes sense for them, which doesn't make sense for you because like you're funding shorts. What are you doing? So the all the altcoins doing really performing really bad these days. I think that is also part aspect of that, where like projects is like so common now after the hypers, and then it's all the ecosystems are forcing altcoins to push it down unless they're making tons of money out already with their revenue models. So the Citadel is trying to make something better alternative than that OTC deal.
Yes. So I did a little bit of reading up, but I'd like to hear it from you. How exactly does that work?
Right. So it's like you can consider this as like a corporate bond or venture debt. We don't call it bond publicly because that's SEC issue. There's a regulatory businesses. But the structure itself is pretty similar. So like you put your token equity, like which is equity for you, as a collateral, and then you borrow money against to it from the LPs or retails, and then you get this US stable coin to utilize for a certain period of time, like say 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. And then after you utilizing that, you give your money back to the investors, and also on top of that, you put a little bit of interest on top of it. The beauty is that like this ecosystem, this structure as using your equity as a collateral has been there in a TradFi ecosystem for such a long time. The crypto was not doing that because number one, there was not many of like really serious builders back in like 5-10 years ago. And then also the ecosystem itself was so young. It's like you're Solana, it's like the protocol that you're building on like as like L1 protocols has been only there like 1 or 2 years. How do you know that you're going to build another 10 years? Kind of a dilemma was always there. But now the crypto is considered as a very serious industry where a lot of builders are dedicated their life in there. So now it's like it starts to make more sense to have this type of the very reasonable debt financing structure. So yeah, that's where the whole idea came in. And then it is also very similar to venture debt again. So like like when you're not in a certain scale, but you can still utilize your equity, utilize your structure that you built and then borrow money against it from bank or JP Morgan or somewhere. So yeah, that's the base idea.
So I'm trying to think here. I mean, I'm not. Let's treat me as a layperson for the time being. I'm not entirely familiar with some of the terms that are being used or some of the structures.
The process.
Yeah, the process. So I've got a new project, and as part of that project, I've released a token. And so I'm, coming at it perhaps right from where you were with Fidelion, perhaps why this came about. I don't want to sell it to an OTC investor because I know that they're going to short it and get a huge discount, which I have a good feeling is basically just going to crash the token and then my project is gone. So I come to Xitadel to give you the token and you give me something back. What's the process here?
So you can consider this as like a structure of launchpad. So we are now making announcements that look, the next project that we're going to release is this, or like whatever, like a product. A product has this token called B, and then we're going to use that B token with a 300% or 200% over collateralization. So you pretty much putting 2 million in there to borrow 1 million. But it is
this is 2 million in terms of my token. This is token B.
Yeah, your token price. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a tricky part here because your token price is so volatile. So like your token was like, let's say million yesterday, but now it's 2 million, tomorrow is 3 million. If the volatility is that bad, then we can't really have your token. So like we have this screening processes that we look at your market cap, normalized volatility, listed exchanges, how many you are using, even like basically try to see how much of volatility that your token is getting involved. Normally we goes around like top 300, 400 market cap at this time. Like later on, maybe something else can happen. But now, since this structure is only built upon the value of your own token, the liquidation and everything is happening only to your token, we don't have the structure that like we can enforce you in your country. So like that's out of the option. So that's why the over collateralization ratio is a little high, and then your interest that you have to pay is a little high. But at the end of the day, it's far, far better than selling your token with OTC. And then also like as an economic efficiency, like financial efficiency, it's like that financing should top everything instead of your selling.
Gotcha. So I give you this token. In return, you give me some kind of stable coin, which I can then use to further the project somehow, let's say. So whilst I'm using this stable coin, what are you doing with my token? That's in the open contract. We are not doing anything. It's like you can see it, you can monitor it anytime you want. The only thing that we do is following the price action with the Oracle. So like when your price hits under certain collateral ratio where we don't feel so comfortable with, then we're gonna come back to you and ask like, you either put more tokens in there so that the ratio is good, LTV is fine, but if you can't do that, then your loan to value will drop. It will be too much, so that the liquidation will be triggered in this price level. Right.
So yeah. So like when liquidation is being triggered, your tokens is going to go out. So like it's probably pretty bad for your token price. So if you're building a serious product, then your logical, reasonable, the conclusion is to put more tokens in the open contract, so that everything is safe.
When you say open contract, you're talking smart contract. This is something we can see.
Yeah. It's just a wallet address. Like a wallet address, obviously, very safely, dealt with. But yeah,
I have a few questions. So this is just a loan model, right? So what is the difference between using your platform and using Arweave or using Camino, or using why we would choose yours instead of those ones that are actually more, they are running for a long time, in many years.
Yeah. So the amount of the money that you have to pay as an interest is fixed. So it's like much more predictable future that you're looking at. And then also, if you go to Camino, for example, you have to share the USDC pool, which also make your interest very dynamic. So in long story short, you are looking at very, very predictable amount of the money that you borrow and you pay in the future because everything is fixed. And then also one most obvious one is that Camino is not letting them to being listed very easily. So when you want to borrow 20 mil, for example, when the number gets bigger, then your goal might be pretty hard to hit unless you're unless you're listed into the big lending protocols, and then Aave or Camino, for example. But Aave still have 10 tokens. It's like the amount of the tokens that you can get exposure for the lending protocol is still very limited. There are some smaller lending protocols that are welcoming the smaller, or rather not really that famous protocols to get in, but that's also very limited exposure to the liquidity. Our job is more like we screen it. We make sure that you guys are fine builders who has been there for a while, ideally, and then making money out of it. Then we go to the processes and we can raise probably this much, and then let's start with 1 million, and then next one is 3 million, next one 5 million, fielding the water together. So it's like a very specialized lending protocol for you that is not necessarily permissionless. It's a very permissionless.
Yeah, and it's not like Aave is kind of, you don't deal with anyone, right? You just go there, put your money, get USDC or whatever you want in return. It's on chain. In this case, you're saying that there's a more personalized. You're gonna deal with someone and you're gonna negotiate, let's say, what's gonna be the terms, right? It's a bit more personalized.
Pretty much. So there are many uses of the stable coins. And at the end of the day, Camino and Aave is not specialized for the product. It's specialized for DeFi users. So it's not like Aave can go there and then borrow 5 million out of nowhere. Not that. Maybe if Ethereum Foundation go to the Aave and try to borrow money out of it, I know they recently did it. That also makes sense for us to go move forward, but because we know the projects have that needs. But anyways, when you do it without saying anything to the public, then there's going to be FUD. There's going to be oh my god, they are running out of money, etc. But in our protocol, we're going to make an announcement and then also say why they need the money. So if product is making a lot of money, why do you need more money? It's there are so many different ways that you need more money.
Money is never enough, right?
It is never enough. And then also, if you don't do anything with your tokens, then that's just a literal, it's an idle asset. You're wasting your budget. You're wasting your tokens. Why wouldn't you try to borrow money and then at least farm it? Farm the stable coins. I don't know. In many different scenarios, it makes sense. Especially if it is LP token or RWA buildings, I don't know, those kind of assets can farm more yields with our protocol. Even if they pay off the interest, they probably will be still better off around 5 to 6%. So that's our base scenarios and logics.
And how do you fund these projects? Do you have investors behind? You have LP providers?
Are you asking about the LP side or ventures?
Yeah. So I'm the project. I come to you and say I have this token. Can I have 1 million in USDC? Who's gonna give you the 1 million for you to give to me? So how does, if you can reveal, I don't know if.
No, it's 100%. I'll safely say that there are LPs that is safe enough for us to say like to fund the project. But it is also true that those projects will see the product. It's like where am I funding? It's like
yeah, exactly.
But anyway, yeah. But most case of scenario, we look at the product pretty deeply and then try to make sure that it is a legitimate product, even screening the founding members and like their process, their history with their L1, everything, so that we are pretty confident that we can convince those LPs that we already have in the network with, in our network. So our first product will go out pretty soon, hopefully. Like the conversation is going pretty well. So like we are guessing that we'll be able to reveal it next month, like early next month, hopefully. But with that one, like we are like already 100% sure. Very, very secured token, and also very like the LPs are being secured pretty much. So it's like, but it's a smaller. This is a very small amount as a beginning. But later on, it's gonna scale up because like our requests from the outside are normally goes around like 5-10 meals, and then some of those folks are asking for 20 meals if it is viable. It's like then my answer is like, I don't know, man. It's like look at the market.
Exactly.
but we will do like step by step, like we'll start at 1 meal and then fills out, okay, then 2 meals, and yeah.
And
So-
do you do like pre-sale as well before TG? Because I can see on your DevNet you have like offering closed. I don't know if this is just a simulation or.
Oh no, that's gonna be look exactly the same. Maybe a little better design, but like the structure is gonna be like, look, we are gonna open this cap, and then that when the cap is until the cap is filled, we are just like letting it be there, and then when the cap is filled, then it automatically deployed to Meteora. Okay, it's like maybe I didn't say this part. So your borrowings, your lendings and borrowings are token. So like you can look at this as a corporate bond. Like you can buy corporate bond on the market, right? So like when we release it, when we may release and fill up the capacity of the initial offering, then let's say 1 million, then 1 million amount of the token is going to be deployed everywhere. Like it's going to be, if you put like $10 in our protocol, then you're going to get this 10 LTT tokens, like LTT, the liquid treasury tokens. That's why we call it. So like those token is going to be held by you, and then you'll be able to trade it on Meteora, because like we're going to automatically make a pull out of it. And then later on, you can buy and sell whenever you want, and then you're like just like you trade the corporate bond. So that bond token, that liquid treasury token, have only one purpose. You bring that back to us after the maturity, and then you're gonna burn it, and you're gonna get the $1 principal and also interest out. So depends on what kind of token you're getting as an interest. If it's a USDC, then it's like really, really firm fixed yield that you're looking at. If you're getting token out of it, then the token depends on token price. The amount of money that you can get out is actually going to fluctuate a lot. So this is another entire DeFi cycle, the DeFi protocol, like what is that called? Flywheel. Then you can use that we can start to utilize. Our hope is that this is going to be something bigger, and everybody will look at it as like, okay, maybe I should do this too. So, but yeah,
because the issue is that at the moment there's not many protocols that help pre-sale for it. So if I want to release one token, I don't have any token in my project, right? And I want to create one. At the moment, now there's is a Mountain DAO, MetaDAO, something like that. That is, it's the, let's say, the platform that everyone is going. But apart from that, there's not that many, at least that I know, are incredible with the credibility that you need to do this. So that's why I was asking if there was pre-sales or if it's just for tokens already created?
It has to be a token that is already created at the moment. Like we don't have any plan to compete with the launch pads. But we do believe that this ecosystem is going to the better direction for us, because the MetaDAO or other equity tokens that involved with the company equity, like legally binding. Like there's some project called Seedplex, and then they are doing that too. But like when the token has like a real intrinsic value between the protocol and revenue models together, back and forth, then in our case of scenario, it's much better. It's like we can consider this token as a like higher valued asset, like senior debt, and then consider like we can have an assumption that okay, project is not going to abandon the token like at all, because this is them, like literally. Most of the case of scenario, they are them, like because like we don't imagine that Jupiter is going to abandon their token out of nowhere. It's like now Jupiter protocol is a Jupiter token. It's like highly connected. That's why the value, your network value is also very, very important when it comes down to this protocol. Because like if you have built a lot of reputation in this market, then you're probably not gonna fuck around with it. But yeah.
So in that respect, actually, then who is your market really? Because I mean, it sounds to me like you won't be targeting the let's say somebody comes up with their own NFT project. It has a token. It's pretty new. You might not have a registered company associated with it. Is this a sort of person that you would entertain for your product, or are you looking at something more established with more of a reputation?
With more reputation established, for sure. Because like at the moment, our market is even more limited because the entire structure is kind of shaky. So like our best guess is that this market will improve even further in the future, where you're not gonna just like, if you are a serious product, then your token is gonna have a serious relationship with your protocol, and then the market will ask that further and further. So in the future, there's gonna be more product that we can consider as a customer. But at the moment, we cannot let the 3 months old non-revenue generating product to just come to us and it's like use this token as a collateral. It's like, yeah, probably can't. It's like,
so do you have some thresholds then that you're looking at the moment?
We have a very clear threshold.
Would you mind going into that, or?
Yeah, there is like an entire a little bit of spreadsheet, a little bit of program that we run whenever we look at the look at the first product to come in. It's like there is some screening processes. So again, like market cap, very important part, and then volatility is a normalized volatility is a very important part. The how many CEXs are you're being listed is also unfortunately important part, because that's where when your liquidation happens, that's where the liquidation is going to go off. So like we need that. Like some non-on-chain aspect is also being required, like what kind of you are using, how much of your tokens are held by it's unfortunate. Like
it's not market makers you're talking about.
Market maker. Yeah. Like there are genuine, like real genuine market makers who's doing like really good jobs. And then when they are holding the tokens, and then doing the market making in the CEX, that's actually better than better way to avoid the volatility. So at the end of the day, our goal is to make sure that number one, are you a legitimate builder with a reputation, and then number two, are you making money? Hopefully, it doesn't have to be like if you're Dogecoin, you're fine. If you're like Litecoin, then we will consider very hard. It's like if you're Litecoin, there's like, yes, I know you're not making anything, but you've been there so such a long time.
Yeah,
I know it's not like you're gonna abandon your project. If that would happen, that would happen like 10 years ago. Like what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But unless there's that, you probably better to making money at the moment right now, and then finally, your volatility, impact scenarios of your tokens is very very important. Yeah.
Okay. And do you mind if I ask you, you've been a little cautious about using the term bond because you've described your product as bond-like, but you're concerned about sort of the regulatory aspects of that. Is this some issue you've run into? I mean, are you dealing with companies who are registered in the US? Are you doing business in the US, or do you think your business will be touched by markets that will be difficult to be regulated in?
It's more like we don't do anything that is risky at all. Like after the Trump administration, SEC started to do a little more. What is that? Like they were more strict than before. Like when they before the Trump administration, they were very strict, right?
Yeah.
And when Gary Gensler is in power, but now SEC is our friend. It's like it seems like SEC is like, yeah, we're gonna make a token great again. It's like, okay, fine, that sounds great. But in the meantime, we're still getting this legal advices from lawyers and like actual like American lawyers working in the Wall Street and everything. They were also gave me advices like no, you like first of all you don't wanna make your registration in America yet. So like, don't do that.
Interesting. Is that? I mean, I won't press for this because I appreciate this is legal advice for you. But is there any reason as to why that can't be done right now?
Yeah, because it's not clear yet. So the acts and everything is like around the crypto ecosystem is moving forward very, very positive way, but it is also like very, very unclear. So but it's not going to be long. So like you're looking at max 6 months or something. So like you're after that when the Clarity Act.
Wow, this is interesting. You bring this up because, of course, Coinbase backing out of the Clarity Act, and there are some people saying that this, with the elections coming up, this could push back it coming into force for maybe a couple of years. So you might not see your clarity for a little while.
More reason not to go America at the moment, like exactly. as a business. Like
I think there are a few reasons,
yeah, more than a few reasons now. But yeah, it's like there is a good aspect of having legislation in America for sure, but there is also a very unclear future that you're looking at. And then if like especially if your business is getting longer than 3-4 years from now, then who do you know is going to be in the next power in America? So
quite.
Yeah, so
and so, what territories are you looking at for business?
One of those regions that is very free from everything. It's like Dubai, and then the many projects are going to Dubai. Singapore is a little war off. Like they start to do the regulations on crypto a little harder than before. So a few left, a few are still there, and then there's like the Saint Vincent Grand. Like there's some islands that doesn't have much of anything. So like now, if your registration there, then you're completely fine with anything. But obviously, better to talk with the lawyers before you do anything, because like in my knowledge, there are some regions that are better for certain product. Yeah, for example, like a while ago, I was thinking about NFT exchange, product. Not that I'm building. It was one of those things that we had a network in.
Yeah.
And then the Dubai has their license for the NFT exchange. So now it's better to make a product there if your legitimacy is all cleared by the government. It's like the best.
And how's South Korea looking at the moment?
Oh man, it's horrible. It's like you don't want to, you don't want to build. You don't have a registration here. No, it's like, it's,
Well,
no,
what's
I
the
love.
sentiment like? Is government generally anti-crypto, or is it just being a bit slow? Or
No, sometimes they don't know well, but even if they know well, there are so many different aspects that they are focusing on.
mm,
So like crypto is like one of those things that doesn't doesn't take not taken very seriously. In America, it started to become real serious just because of the Trump administration. Pretty much
yeah,
after the Trump administration, everything started to get cleared out, right? It's like, but in Korea, unfortunately, we never had that. We never had this one serious president that are trying to amplify their impact of
mm,
Korean builders. But no, our retails are strong. Like our CEX, like Bithumb Upbit, they are like number two or three many times in terms of volume transactions. Like we have a lot of people putting their money in crypto. Ironically, there are not much of builder left in the scene.
mm,
So it's unfortunate. As I would love to do something about it, but like when I was in when I was doing the energy industry before this whole thing, I already experienced. It's like, yeah, this government's pretty tough. So
yeah. It
yeah.
sounds like a similar situation to the UK. To be honest, it's like
Mm,
there are enough people within Parliament who are trying to push things through, but it's just not top of the agenda at all.
mm.
Yeah, there's a lot of playing
It's
around and not much action.
yeah, it's pretty sad because like I see a lot of foreign projects comes in to be a good friend of
Mm,
a Korean retails. And then the reason is pretty clear. It's like there is a volume. So like people come in and then it's like try to give some, good perks to buy their tokens pretty much.
mm,
Like the offline event and the token random token distribution, like those kind of airdrops and stuff. But like despite of the volume that we have in a Korean retails, we really don't have much of the government support to make this crypto as like our one of the strengths, which I believe
mm.
is gonna be pretty good. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I think that you can say that again. Um, I wanted to. I was having a look at your timeline over the last couple of weeks just to sort of do a bit of research, and you have some interesting views. It seems on AI, although I couldn't be quite sure what they are. I mean, one day I read your posts and you seem to come across as quite anti, and then another day you seem to come across as quite pro. What's going on there? What's your thoughts on AI at the moment?
I honestly, I like my postings are half of them are, pretty shit postings, so don't trust too much on it. But I never say anything that I don't believe in. So like at least I say something that I think it is.
Yeah.
But AI has been like so much like it's impacting too many things, right? And then at some point I believe that our product or anybody's product is gonna be like so much impacted on it, and then if you don't utilize it, you're just an idiot. For me, like I'm actually on the side. I'm like one of our core developer has started to vibe code
Mm,
with this one product that I'm not gonna talk about now. But I was looking at it as like I actually have a better idea. We start to do it together, and
mm,
then the product is gonna come out like very soon, like sooner than I thought. And then we're gonna try to just feel the vibe and then just like throw out the protocol and then say like, look, there I just made it. Do you want to try it? And then get some people who want to try it. Um, but the experience is surreal. It's like you would probably have 8x amount, 10x amount of the labor force you probably would need it if I was trying to build that year ago, 1 year ago.
mm,
So it's exciting and also scary time. And I also heard one of the podcasts that the people developers in Silicon Valley is losing job because of that, because it is so clear that the ratio between product manager and the developers were like originally was a 1/8. It's like 8 developers, 1 PM, you make a product. And now it's like almost 1-1, 1-1, 1-2, 1-3.
Already?
So yeah, already.
Wow.
So like that's already happening. Like it has been like that like few months. So but in other words, like you can do vibe coding. So you can build anything you want. So it's like it's exciting time. And I can only think about good things in short term, in my and then pretty bad things in long term. It's like, yeah, there's gonna be chaos, isn't it? It's like very chaotic.
This is the thing I'm finding is to speak very meta at the moment, but is you think back to 20 years ago and our generation were being told to think of their 5-year plans, 10-year plans, 20-year plans, and it just seems like such a useless thing to even try to do these days. We're living day to day and we have no idea. All of us are crystal ball gazing. Yeah, quite.
Just every year or every I don't know, every month, like, it's different.
If anybody comes to me and they say he knows exactly what's gonna happen in 3 years, I'm not gonna believe it, like, at all. It's like, how the fuck do you know? It's like 3 years ago, we're not imagining any of this. Like the coder was the best. It's like the developers had this like incredible high value that is not comparable at all to like the non-coders like me. Like I know a little bit, but it's like I was never a coder. So. But now people are starting to saying on so many podcasts, so many YouTube clips, so many professionals who comes like it comes to speaking. It's like there are so many people in the high end the AI developers positions and leaderships are saying like, no, you don't code. If you are the very dedicated developers now, then you better understand how to deal with the customers too. It's like you never said that like 3 years ago. What are you talking about?
That's interesting. I mean, classically, coders they tend to be quite insular and prefer to deal with the screen rather than a person. So you're saying that there's a shift where we need to now have like a super exuberant coder who's he's going to do the code because he's using his AI, but he's also going to be dealing with the customer's face on.
The word that I'm quoting is from the Stanford, from one of the Stanford graduation speech, from the Meta open one of those. Like he also worked at the DeepSeek a little bit in China, and then he came back to America and building now with OpenAI, I think. But the guy was saying pretty much like he was advising developers 10 years ago and saying, look, I know you don't want to deal with people, but you might want to figure out what your customer wants more proactively to his students when he was professor, and then when he was leading the team, and then at that time it was not AI, but later on in his years, like now he started to realize that recommendation, that advice was actually very, very valid in very different reasons. It's like, now people are saying like more than you're developing like your coding the ability, your ability to actually bring up the good idea, pack up your like bring make your community that supports your product, and then get attention from the customers is very, very important. Now that's like opposite side of the developers. I'm definitely not saying that developers are going to be disappeared in 3 years. No, like if we make a shit like a stupid amount of the code, then somebody gotta reorganize it who understands it better. It's like obviously we're not there, but it's interesting how that humanic value somewhat like and the social value of the person is getting more important when everything is dealt by AI. And I don't think it's going to last another 10 years either. It's like it's going to shift another way, another different directions again. It's like Jesus.
Yeah, and history proved us that we tend to remove the boring tasks, the fluff tasks, right? And in this case, probably coding was actually a boring task, right? Because if you can have the product straight away done, and why we wait 8 months coding, correcting code, and if you have something that suddenly brings the code in a few seconds, right? Because I tried as well some vibe coding. It's amazing. I don't know any coding. I have some notions, right? I know more or less, but it's amazing. So I think in the future it's the same thing that happened in the past. We're gonna just adapt to whatever is, and the developers, like you said, they're gonna start doing something else. Gonna be more close to the client, understand the product more, or trying to come with ideas instead of actually wasting time coding, putting text, because it's just words piling up, right?
Well, if they can, I mean, people they have their own personalities. Perhaps they got into coding because they can't deal with people. So what are they left with if they can't code? This is going to be a really interesting time to see how they do make a living.
Yeah, there was an interesting interview from Elon Musk that is a very famous one, so it's everywhere in the YouTube now, so it's not new. But he was saying that in 3 years, I think he's exaggerating. Like whenever he makes year expectation, it's like, yeah, Cybertruck is going to come out in 3 years. No, it's going to take 5 years. Yeah. 9 years. It's like, but he said like in 3 years, your doctor, the president, like the doctor for president in America. Like a robot will do better than that. It's 3 years, and then when that comes in, and then he was like advising, no, don't go to the medical school. It's meaningless. And I was like, he's probably not talking about medical school. He's probably talking about everything.
Yeah.
Like if doctor part is being replaced, what is not gonna be able to replace? Like a robot will probably be able to change my light, right? He's gonna cook for sure. It's like that's easier than doctor. So what left? It's a very interesting question. I don't think it's gonna be 3 years, but like in 5 years, like if like actual robots, I don't know how we come all the way into this topic, but like if
sorry.
If we have one robot in one house, it's like, what do we need more? It's like it's a that question now. So
we shall
see. Do you think the market, like in this case, crypto, because when we look at gold and silver and even the stock market is going up, but do you think the crypto market could be affected a little bit because of this?
Because of AI?
About AI? Could AI be also affecting, like the uncertainty of the future be affecting also the crypto market that we build on?
I mean, I'm no near an expert who can answer that, but in the meantime, I can see very clear path that it's going to impact is quantum, right? So like if quantum computing is quantum computing is happening, that's like half because of the AI for sure. And then like I cannot imagine the future that there is no quantum computing when AI is already AGI. It's like when AGI happens, then its game is over. So when that happens, is Bitcoin already have a bulletproof on quantum or not? Is very, very important topic. And in the meantime, I believe in some portion of me is believing that the reason why the price of the Bitcoin is so dull now, when the gold and silver everything is going up, is partially because of that belief. That stuff is like, what happens if quantum actually happens? Like, and there is some dumb people actually says something like, look, if quantum happens, everything is chaotic. Like a Bitcoin is not the only asset that is being chaotic. No, it's like when the quantum happens, they're not gonna try to fuck around with a bank. It's like a bank is connected with countries. Like if you do
and
that,
the bank can switch off their system if they need, right? If something is not correct, you can switch off the bank system. No, oh, it's done. While crypto, like you cannot switch off Bitcoin, right?
Yeah, and also more than that, it's like you're a criminal if you do anything with a bank. Are you a criminal if you get money out of some random guy's private wallet because you made a quantum, like you know now the private key, so you just extracted it? Yes, you're a criminal, but who's gonna enforce you? Yeah, who's gonna enforce you? Like America? It's very vague now. So like because it's so decentralized, it's more volatile, and it's because it's so transparent. It's the first target of the quantum, like for sure. But now, are we gonna deal with it or not? It's a very big problem.
That's the question.
It is. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just asking. How do you feel the market at the moment? Do you feel the real bearish vibe, or because I spoke with actually people and they say the sentiment of the retail is very bearish, but then the sentiment of the institutions is not bearish, and they are trying to come and to invest. So I'm not sure if that is your perspective as well.
Same, yeah. I like, first of all, like there is optimism that quantum problem is going to be solved beforehand, hopefully. And then there's a Solana actually recent raises, like they raised like a lot of money to build a quantum proof mechanisms for layer ones. That is built with Solana Foundation 2 together, very tied together. I think I saw that like a month or 2 months ago, but they've been doing that for a while. And then there's like very intelligent people building.
I remember the announcement.
So hopefully that one will protect our, precious Solana ecosystem. So, but then again, when I was in a Solana incubator program, which was like me staying in New York 3 months with a Solana Foundation, we were in the 6th floor, and then they were in the 9th floor in the same building. So it's an incredible experience. But when we were doing that, I get to meet a lot of Wall Street people. And then there was like Bitwise was being listed there, like with a New York exchange with IPO. So I was there. Fortunately, I was invited, so I was there and then meet more people there. And then we also held one small conference, not conference, sorry, like let's say meetup. So in the nighttime, inviting a lot of TradFi, DeFi people in New York. Every time what we do is like, there is a very, very bullish sentiment from the Wall Street TradFi people. And then like before that, it was like 3 years ago, it was all talk, right? It was all like, there was no ETF, there was no loans, there's no landings in the TradFi. But now JP Morgan is using Bitcoin and Ethereum as a collateral. It's like that's incredible news that I saw like 3 months ago ish. So yeah, I think the institution's sentiment is bullish. I just don't know why. I just don't know.
Doesn't reflect.
Yeah, very specific
on the price. Yeah.
What would you say to? There are some people saying that there is a very definite why, and that's actually because the institutions who are buying everything up have the power to keep the price down in order to be able to buy more. What would you say to that?
I don't think that's true. I don't know. Like if I know more credible source, then I will say more comfortably. But the stuff that I heard from the podcasts and the people that I met in the street, Wall Street, and in my short conclusion, it's probably not that. It's more like really OG whale retails are selling off a little bit, and then hopefully that stops at some point. But I have a lot of on-chain data saying that a Bitcoin OGs has been selling off pretty heavy. It was a 4-year cycle, right? So in terms of according to 4-year cycle, we should have very, very negative price action by now. It's like
this year.
Yeah. but it didn't happen because the institution was there. It's like they were buying up when the things have to go down. It's like already like it's a
they were
trading off.
balancing the
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think there's like some mastermind doing everything. I don't think so. But
there's always a theory that when the price goes down, that's manipulation. If price goes down, this is manipulation. It's because someone. But when price goes up, it's fine. When price goes up, it's very organic. It's real.
Like,
right?
damn Wintermute. It's like every time.
Every time.
Damn Wintermute.
Now it's Wintermutant CZ from Binance.
Yeah.
CZ from Binance is manipulating everything. He came out of the jail just to screw us up. It's always like that.
It's all fun jokes, in my opinion. It's just like everybody's just like shit posting for the engagement. It's like Jesus Christ.
I wanted just to. I'm not sure we are a bit running out of time, but I wanted to dwell into that part that you mentioned, that you were on the Solana Labs and incubator. If you can tell us more about that, what was that, and how was the experience? That I think it could be interesting.
Yeah, it was really fun experience because if you don't know what it is, for anyone who's listening, so the Solana incubator was built like two years ago, I think, and we were the third cohort, and then they choose around 5 to 6 teams every half of a year. And
can you explain what is cohort? Just so.
Oh yeah,
what does it mean, cohort?
Yeah, the third team. So it's like there was a first team, second team, and then there's third team.
Oh, okay.
That was us. So like in the second and in the first and second team, there was like Sanctum, there's Marinade, Finance, and then the first one, we'll say incubator zero team. Like when the incubator was not incubator, there was a flash trade too. So like a lot of good builders. A lot of good examples that came out from it.
Yeah, those projects became massive, actually.
Yes. So they get the application, and then they choose 5 to 6 teams, very limited. In our time, it was a few hundred applications, but I think it doubled this year. So it's getting tougher. But
can imagine.
But basically, they gives you massive amount of opportunity to actually get connected with the VCs, MMs, the CEX, Circle at one point, and there are like a lot of people that you know who they are because you heard about them, but you never really imagined to meet them in person necessarily.
You have access to the, let's say, backstage of the.
And it's like they utilize their network as much as they can to help you, pretty much. So like they give you advices, marketing advices, financial advices, legal advices, policy advices, like from all these specialized people, and then they bring them into the office and then give a lecture or something, and then they give you like 15 or 20 minutes meeting time with the VCs that is very reputable, like A16Z and stuff, Pantera. So like you get the exposure to them, and then even if the deal was not happening right away, you still have their contacts. So like whenever you have like some serious stuff, then you can shoot the DM. You know who to contact with. So yeah, it's incredible. And then they give you stipends. They give you like reallocation fee so that you don't have to spend money while you're staying in New York for 3 months.
Okay.
So like you don't have to think about too much of money expenses. You give up a little bit of your token equity, but my assumption is that they're not gonna dump your token in a very bad way. Like, there's a lot of founders, they don't have any needs for that. But anyway. So it's like the trade-off is very rational.
Positive. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very reasonable. And then the amount of the exposure that you can get outside as a outsider of America, as a person who's not living in New York, this is enormous. So like anybody who would be thinking about applying, it's like I'll just like do it for sure. Like you apply it. If you get in, then that's good. if you can't, it's like it's one of those things. But you definitely have to try if you want.
So you apply as a project, right? You apply as a project, not as an individual. Okay.
No. It's a project.
And what's the exposure like? I mean, you say you're in the room with people from, some of the biggest players. You're listening to a panel, let's say, but are you in a room that's small enough that you can have direct conversations?
Oh yeah, yes. So there are some high individuals that comes into the meeting room, and then you kind of go back and forth with other teams. So it's like one team goes in, then after that another team. So like they schedule it out for you every single week. It's like so every week you have a very important meetings, like 3-4 of them already planned out. So if you don't need it, then you don't need to go. But like most of the time, you probably better to go. So at least say hi to the people living to people running that programs and running the VCs.
Wow.
So yeah, it's interesting. Not saying that everybody get the investment out or anything. So like it's like the market is kind of stupid now. So like it probably is tougher too. But yeah, it's still everybody's nice, and then they actually genuinely try to give you advices, the good advices actually. So that's
would you say that you would be on this position now with your project if you wouldn't have participated in that?
Yeah, I think so. Because like we have a bigger plan with the Solana Labs and Solana Foundations, and then that plan probably would never even being planned if we didn't have this program involved. And also, I get to speak at the breakpoint in the real like main event, mainly because of that. Like that we were a good project before, in my opinion, but like at the end of the day, you need to know somebody in there to make sure that you can get in. It's like you cannot just expect that as a stranger. So yeah, but yeah, it's an exciting it's a good program, I have to say.
Okay. Wow. Impressed.
Wow.
It's like they say they make it like a Y Combinator, try to Y Combinator experiences. I've never been to Y Combinator, but I will say it's really good. Yeah.
Cool. Well, a bit of a high note to finish on, which is very nice after a bit of a low with the AI before. But yeah, fascinating conversation. If anybody's trying to find you, where's that going to be?
You can search GM Ryot on Twitter, and then you can just send me DM. I always respond it, most likely. It can be a little slow, but
we're gonna link the project.
But and also you can shoot me a DM through Telegram too. It's like that one also is a GM Ryot. Like everything is GM Ryot. Like Discord is GM Ryot too. So, but I barely did Discord these days, so try the Telegram. And if you're just seeking for advice, I'm more than happy to answer it. So yeah.
Perfect.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Ryot.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic episode.
Thank you very much. It was fun. Oh, and then our just the one thing, like our product is actually coming out in next month. Very likely. So like if anybody is interested in it, search the Xitadel like X with X, and then see what we get, and then put some notification on or follow the account, so that you can follow with it too. There's a good chunk of a farming events, and then it's pretty exciting new experiment for the DeFi industry. So. Yeah,
I'm waiting for my DevNet code. So let's see if I can farm.
Yes.
Perfect.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Ryot. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.